Scott, hi. Philip Hoffmeyer here. I'm going to just go through your email and see if I can help a bit. So you're talking about your legs. The first thing to say is that you definitely use your legs in the shot, but when you're working on the actual motion, the biomechanics for topspin, you really want to focus on the hand action for that and work on the legs as the last component. So if you do it in a set of progressions, in the beginning, you're just working with the TopspinPro and you're looking at the biomechanics of that motion there. That's all you really care about. And actually, that's where, to use a horrible expression, the low-hanging fruit is. It's, all the topspin and power really comes from the arm kinetic chain. The legs are great for the ground force, pushing off, and that triggers the flow of energy through the body. But it's not true that they help with topspin. They help a little, but it's a really small amount. It's the biggest bang from your buck comes from what you do with your arm. So I would do it in stages. So you're doing this to get the mechanics, the arm motion correct, but you're quite stationary then, right? So the other thing then would be to probably step back and go into the ready position, and then bound up and play the shot. Now, Patrick Murachatala, I don't know how you pronounce his name, the Serena's coach, he released an interesting video which I'll send to you recently, which where he gets his players to stop lifting when they've played their ground strokes, explaining that he explains specifically that there's no topspin to be gained from your legs. It's the arm, right? So he actually gets his players to stand at a certain level and play their shots, and they're not allowed to lift. And that's a really useful exercise, because what it does is it really reminds you that's where the topspin comes from. But then a whole lot of people challenged him online and said that, well, hang on, look at all these pros playing, and all of the pros are actually lifting through the shot. But they're lifting for a different reason. They're lifting, firstly, because of the thing that I spoke about earlier, but the energy comes from the ground, and that energy comes from the push. So that's why there's lift. It's not to get extra spin. The bit that gets you extra spin is making sure that the racket head starts below the ball, and then as the ball comes in, the faster you lift it, the more spin you get. That's the simple maths of it. Nothing to do with the legs. You can keep your racket there and then lift your legs, but as an order of magnitude, that's so much less topspin from the legs. The other thing that the pros are handling is balls which are really high up, so they can't stay down here. They have to lift to get to their point of contact. And let me just see if I've addressed everything in your email.